Hi guys, thanks so much for stopping by Merlin's Mountain today. My name is Andy. I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day here. Thanks for asking. Maybe it's night, maybe whatever, but I hope you're having a great time, whatever that is. In this very video, we are going to use Rochelle Sharman's chakra reading cards. It's quite a thin deck. There's not a hell of a lot of cards, but then there's not a hell of a lot of chakras when you think about it. Or at least not normally, actually. I think this is worth saying. There are many thousands of chakras throughout the body. Every cell has a chakra. We talk about the 7 chakra system and sometimes the 12 chakra system, which is what this deck is all about, actually, because it kind of, it simplifies it a bit. It helps you understand where in the body you need to draw the healing to. And as we were talking about in the angel video the other week, it is all about where you draw the energy to. You will actually draw that sort of violet healing ray to wherever it's needed, and that then will spread out into whichever of the minor chakras, the tiny little ones, that energy is actually needed in. So there we go. But today we are not using all those thousands, if not millions, of chakras. We are using the 12 chakra system. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I guess you could pick a card if you wanted to. You don't absolutely have to. That's just not what it's all about sometimes. Sometimes it's good to look at all 3. There are 7 chakras. You never know which ones are going to actually be involved more than anything else. But let us pick out 3. Here we go. We've got card 1, card 2, and card 3. So if you want to choose one of those, please go ahead and do so. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and let us bring out the very first card. All right, this one is the throat chakra, actually, right here. This has to do with speaking your truth, basically, before I even look at what the card says. This is something to do with speaking your truth, something to do with being heard as well, Sometimes you can be over-assertive. It's a fact of life, but let's look at the card. And truth. That's what this is all about. We've got the scales of justice there, the scales of balance. And there's a reason why they ask us to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God, whenever we're in court. Because truth is what balance is all about. And really, that's what justice is all about. It's about kind of drawing things into a balance where things are aligned, where you can actually work with things. And so this really is about speaking your truth, this one. There are several different throat chakra cards in this deck, but this one really is all about truth. And the thing about getting your truth across is it's the right balance of assertiveness, I suppose. If people just will not listen to you, sometimes you've got to stamp your foot a bit to get them to listen. Sometimes you've got to pull a publicity stunt, of some kind to get people really in tune with what you're on about, what you're actually trying to achieve. And this card, truth, that's what it's all about. That's why people get kind of quite can become almost disturbed, I suppose, by worrying about how they're going to speak their truth sometimes, especially if it begins to look like you're not going to be heard. But it's the still small voice within ourselves that really needs to speak that truth. So it's all about calming yourself, really, as much as possible. I used to work for a mental health charity, and they would teach assertiveness to people, ran assertiveness courses, and a lot of people really needed that because they just kind of they were like within themselves and they didn't feel they should speak out their truth to anyone, and they just felt insignificant and like people that didn't matter. And that's what we've got to get away from in our society, in our whole world, actually, because everyone is created for a reason. Everyone has got something to say, and everyone will have a unique range of viewpoints. Everyone's different like that. So you, my friend, need to actually be able to speak your truth. It's part of what you can give to the world, and the world actually needs it from you. That's the bottom line. And so this was why we ran assertiveness courses, really. It wasn't a spiritual place, but they were on the right lines. They really were. Except to say that there was another level of assertiveness. Sometimes people would go on the assertiveness course because they were just they were over assertive, They'd shout at people, they'd drop the F-bomb, they'd be doing, really outrageous things to try and be heard. And so at the other end of it, it was trying to get those people to calm down. So it's not just about punching your truth out there, regardless of anything else. It's about getting your truth out there in a way that people can actually relate to and make sense of. And that is what makes it really, really good. Where's the camera? This camera flips, it's kind of distracting me a bit, it is. But there is the truth card. It's all about bringing things into balance. And you see how fiery the energy is on this side. And you see how watery the energy is on this side. I'll bring the card up closer, which probably make everything else go dark. But there you go, it seems to have focused. You've got the fire on one side, you've got the water on the other side. I'm sure it works with all four elements, but that's a really, really good way of looking at it. And of course, everything here is hanging from a tree. And that symbolises the fact that nature is what it's all about, really. It's about a natural balance. The world actually needs to hear your truth, friends. It really does. If you're lucky like me and you've got a YouTube channel, you can kind of put it out, excuse me, put it out there and hope that people will take notice. If not, there are ways, there are always ways. Think about how you could get your truth out, because that is going to have such a clearing effect on your throat chakra. Quick drink out of my blue mug. It's a throat chakra kind of a day, really. Okay, so that is card number 1, truth and the throat chakra. And with any of the chakras, all of the chakras, this works, guys. You get to know the chakra colours, okay? You've got, let's see, red at the base chakra, then the sacral chakra a few inches above the base chakra is orange. You come up to the solar plexus chakra, which is kind of the chakra of the sun and personal power, and that is yellow. Up into the heart chakra, some say pink, some say green, some say the higher heart is pink, some say the lower heart is green. People have different views on it. In this deck it actually comes up as emerald green, and that seems to be a very positive colour to use for the heart chakra. Pink is kind of more on the excuse me, pink is more on the spectrum of love and relationships, and those are important for sure, but the emerald colour is more kind of all encompassing. So you've got the emerald there. Then the throat chakra, as we were saying a second ago, is turquoise. We've got the forehead chakra, which is indigo. And we've got the crown chakra, which is clear. And there are different traditions. Some say it's black, some say it's clear, some say it's, I think some say it's purple. That's so easy then to confuse with the forehead chakra, which is indigo, which is nearly purple, is it not? So you get to know those colours, and to clear any chakra, in fact it's good to go through all 7 of them, you just got to visualise that colour spinning nice clockwise direction. Doesn't matter whether it's clockwise as you're looking at me or as I'm looking at you, really, as long as you're conscious that it's spinning clockwise, and you just visualize it as that color, a beautiful clear version of that color, and you give any concerns to the angels, to the universe, to the great creator spirit, and all that energy will be transmuted, transformed, so that everything is clean and clear. So if you pick card 1 there, do that lovely clear turquoise colour spinning, or you can visualise it as a ball as well. That's another way of looking at it. And just see it completely clear, feeling healthy. Allow yourself to feel good about it. That's the main thing. Actually just make that decision that you're going to allow yourself to feel good about that chakra. Okay, that said, let us move on to chakra card number 2. And here, we've got the emerald green heart chakra, actually. And this one is, you can see on there, if the camera stops shining on it, love. And we've got this beautiful heart, very creative kind of love being expressed through this heart chakra. So this is really where it's at. And as I say, some people, when it comes down to relationship love, see it as a pink chakra, which is fine. People see things in all kinds of different ways, and that's the great thing about spiritual matters. Actually, there's no physical limitation. It means what it means to you. That's the most important thing. Just like I often say in these readings, the most important interpretation of any card you get is your interpretation. That's why I'm putting it out there. It's your inner psychic, your inner guidance, your whole life, even your outer life, I suppose. But it's how you interpret it. It's what it means to you. So here we have love and this beautiful flamingly creative heart. Just kind of free yourself to love, basically. It's not always relationship love. Sometimes it's a love of life. Sometimes it can even be a thing like having a job you love. That is going to really, really set you free. So whatever that means to you, my friend, if you pick this card in particular, then visualize that heart chakra, beautiful emerald green, no problems at all with it. Just tell yourself that and give any concerns to the light, okay? And they will, absolutely will, be transmuted. And this just leaves one more chakra card in today's reading. Here we go, we'll turn it round. It's the throat chakra again, actually. So 2 out of 3 cards are throat chakra. Again, all to do with speaking your truth. And here's an interesting take on speaking your truth. This card is listening. And again, it's beautifully illustrated with all these colours. And they're forming a kind of a yin-yang there in the middle. So that is the ultimate spiritual symbol of bringing things into balance. So balance, again, it's what it's all about. I guess with any of the chakras, you want to have them in balance as keenly and as clearly as you possibly can. But this is all about listening. And this shape of swirling patterns reminds me also of the ear, the inner ear. That's kind of how it's formed in there, in that kind of shape. And so visualize and believe, friends, that state of balance is happening in both of your inner ears, because the ears are a very spiritual tool and they're a very practical tool as well. There's a famous British entrepreneur who's recently passed away, sadly, Hilary Devey. And she'd had absolutely massive stroke and managed to keep going. And I really think a lot of Hilary Devey. Maybe she's listening from above right now. And she would always say, if someone was arguing with her, she'd say, look, God gave you 2 of these and 1 of these. And that's the way to use it, really. Much easier to speak your truth if you're listening, listening to other people's truths and beliefs and respecting them, and actually listening to what your life is telling you, listening to what the universe is telling you. That, my friends, is what it's all about. So, let's recap. We had card number 1 was love, throat chakra. No, it wasn't. Card number 1 was truth, throat chakra, and has the number 24 for you guys who like to look at the numerology of these things. No, it's not. It's 23 truth. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. 23 truth was card number 1. Card number 2 was 18 love, and 18 is a very magical number, actually. And then card number 3 was 24. I've got there at last, and that's listening. So there we go. We seem to be at the upper end of the body in today's reading. That seems to be what it's been all about. So with that, friends, I will wrap this up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Hit that subscribe button. YouTube has taken loads and loads of subscribers away from me just lately. I've lost about 10 in the last month. It's whistling down. Even though people keep subscribing, the number keeps going down. Just one of those things. So if you are subscribed, please check to make sure you really are still subscribed. And if you're not subscribed yet, why not hit that button? More videos coming up all the time. I haven't done a live for a couple of weeks now, and I'm sorry about that. Difficulties with the internet connection, which is partly why I've been messing around with Surfshark, actually. Also, I might have done a live last night, but my mind was completely fried from doing Surfshark. It's just horrible. If I can work out how to do it, I'll edit in a clip right here showing you what I was doing. I'm going to type stuff into a screen to make things happen. Absolutely insane, and it hasn't worked yet, and it just blew my mind and took all my energy, so I didn't go live because there's no point doing it tired. Goodness me, no. But there will be a live soon, so hit subscribe, make sure you don't miss it. Kindly drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, friends. Stay tuned for more rock and roll, and I'll see you again very soon. Leave me a comment, by the way, and that's a good way for us to share the journey. See you in a future video. Love and light, blessings and peace.